Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Casey and I like to talk about fitness and beauty and a few things in between. So if that sounds like your jam, hit that subscribe button and keep on watching. Today's video is going to be the start of a new series that I'd like to start on this channel. I haven't quite determined a name yet. Maybe I'll just keep it simple and say 5 beauty tips or 5 beauty things, because each video will be related to beauty, whether it's actual makeup, skincare, hair care, body care, and it's always going to encompass 5 things. So whether it's going to be 5 tips, 5 products, 5 whatever. So today's video is going to be 5 beauty tips that you may or may not already know of. The majority of these tips are things that I have done for a very long time. So if I'm able to remember where I learned this tip, who I learned it from, I will absolutely give credit to who or where I learned it from. However, some of these tips are things that I've just done for so long and I can't remember where I learned it. So I deeply apologize for that. I hope that the things that I have to share are helpful to you, as they have been incredibly helpful for me. So let's just get right into tip number 1. So beauty tip number 1 is to always apply skincare to damp skin. For me, this includes both body care and skincare. Damp skin is easier to penetrate than dry skin, so applying especially moisturizers to damp skin, your skin is going to be able to better absorb that product. So I typically shower in the morning, and as soon as I get out of the shower, I will pat dry just a little bit, especially if I wash my hair. You know, I don't want to be dripping in water, and then I will immediately put on my body lotion. And then depending on what skincare I'm using, I apply my skincare right away also. As I said, damp skin is easier to penetrate than dry skin, and so you want to be very careful, especially if you are using actives such as acids or retinoids and even vitamin C if you have very sensitive skin. Putting on such an intense active ingredient on your skin, it's going to soak it right in, and it might be too much to the point where it's going to irritate your skin. So I applied this tip specifically only to products that are going to moisturize and or hydrate my skin, so moisturizers and certain serums. Since I typically don't shower in the evenings, so if I wash my face and then say I get distracted for a minute or two and my skin dries, I will just run my hands under water and just press a little bit of water into my skin. Even if you maybe have a spray bottle of water inside of it and just give yourself a spray or two, that works just fine also. And I just feel like this always has kept my skin very, very moisturized. And it's only been recent, like maybe within the past 2 years or so, that I've started applying this tip to my skincare, and I feel like it does make a difference. So just give it a try, test it out, see if it works for you. Beauty tip number 2 is to clean your brushes. Now wait, before you get upset with me, yes, cleaning your brushes is very, very important. But I'm not talking about totally cleaning your brushes as you normally would. I'm talking about using a daily brush cleaner, especially on brushes that you use the most. I'm pretty sure the majority of us, especially if we have a larger brush collection, there's probably 5 or 6 brushes that we tend to use the most. So I'm specifically talking about these brushes that you're using on the regular. You do want to spray clean them to sanitize them between washes. And so for this, you can buy a product that does this specifically. There are tons out there on the market. However, I prefer to make my own. I did a whole video here maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It was one of my first videos that I did, where I did talk about the do's and don'ts of cleaning your brushes, and in that video I talked about my DIY spray brush cleaner. I included my recipe in that video also, plus lots of other great tips, so I do recommend just going and watching that video anyway. But the recipe that I use for making my own spray cleaner is to get a little spray bottle and then fill it with 2 parts rubbing alcohol, 1 part witch hazel, and then, optional, add 4 to 5 drops of tea tree oil. The tea tree oil can be very strong in terms of fragrance, and also if you have very sensitive skin, it might not be the best idea, but it does add a little extra antibacterial to the spray. So then you just mix it in your spray bottle, and then just be sure to shake it up before each use. But all that I would do then, say I'm done doing my makeup for the day, so I'm just going to sanitize my brushes real quick. I have this rag here that is just an old washcloth. I will just spray the head of the brush here once or twice and then clean it off. And it's not going to clean your brushes, it's not necessarily going to get the product off, but it just does a decent job of sanitizing your brushes again between washes. That'll help keep your skin healthy, that'll help prevent breakouts from product and germ buildup on your brushes, and it's just a decent and money-saving way to keep your brushes sanitized. Beauty tip number 3 is something that I learned very recently. I actually learned it while watching a YouTube video from Sarah Brittany. I will link the video here if you want to go watch it. I believe the video was specifically on different hairstyles, but she did this nifty little trick mid-video and it absolutely blew my mind, and I can't believe that I never thought to do this on my own before. It's a tool that she used to part her hair, and let me just say before I show you what she used, I have a brush that does this specifically. So one end is like the comb and then the other end is like this pointy little thing that you use, you know, to part your hair, and I can never find it when I want to use it ever. So I just end up using my hairbrush and it, you know, whatever. But then I saw Sarah do this and the light bulb went off and it absolutely changed my life. Okay, she used a bobby pin. A bobby pin. I have a million of these. How has it never crossed my mind to use this to part my hair? I don't know. But all she did was, her hair was parted down the center, I think, and she took it and just wherever she wanted the part, dragged it through her hair and then parted it. And simple as that, my life will never be the same. Thank you so much, Sarah. If you ever see this video, something so simple that I never thought of totally transformed my life in the way that I do my hair. And I hope that I am not the only one that never knew this, and that I'm spreading your knowledge to others and you are going to help tons of other people. So again, thank you so much. And I apologize if you already knew that trick. I mean, again, it's so simple, I can't believe I never thought of it myself. So anyway. Beauty tip number 4 is regarding perfume or body spray. So before you put on a perfume or body spray, put on a lotion where you want to spray your perfume. It can be any lotion. I know a lot of perfumes also have the complimentary body lotion that can go with it. You can use that if you want to double up on that scent, but you could also just use a regular body lotion, you know, like a CeraVe, something unscented, whatever. That's typically what I use. I personally don't really care for scented body lotions, except for the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. That is out of this world. So before I put on my perfume or my body spray, I will put on a little bit of lotion in the areas where I am going to specifically spray my body spray or perfume. Let it sit for about 30 seconds and then I will spray my perfume. And what this does is this acts almost like a primer. It kind of gives your skin a little bit of tack for the scent molecules to stick to. I don't know if that's really what happens, but that's what I imagine happens, and it does actually work. Especially with body sprays, you know, they don't seem to last nearly as long as actual perfumes, but I feel like this little hack kind of gives it life and longevity throughout the day. There's many times where, you know, it's reaching towards the end of the day and I still catch whiffs of my body spray or perfume because I have used this trick. So give it a try for yourself and let me know how it goes. Beauty tip number 5 has to do with washing your face. So I do a double cleanse. I will start with an oil to remove my makeup and then rinse that off, and then I will go in with an actual face wash. I personally like to use a face wash brush. This is just an off-brand brush that I found on Amazon. It's less than $15. Now that's not to say that washing your face with just your hands isn't good enough. I don't want you to think that. I'm just going to demonstrate this. You can apply this technique with a face washing brush, or if you're just using your hands to wash your face, it doesn't really matter. So the technique is to, once you have sudsed up and you are applying your face wash to your face, recite the ABCs in your head. So what this does is this forces you to be mindful of the actual cleansing process. Because I don't know about you, but for the most part, in the evenings, while I do enjoy my skincare routine, I like the actual application of products, but I really hate the actual face washing part. You got water dripping, you're all wet, and you're all sudsy, and you're worried about getting soap in your eyes. Want that part to be done with as soon as possible, and especially in the evenings if it's been a long day, I'm tired, and I'm not really putting a whole lot of thought into it. So I actually learned this trick from watching a video on Tati's channel, and if I can find the video that I learned this from, I will link it. However, I feel like the video wasn't specifically related to skincare. It was just something that she mentioned. So again, if I can find it, I will absolutely link it. If not, just know that Tati inspired me to start doing this. And again, I can't remember if her specific technique was to recite the ABCs, but the whole idea behind the technique was to be mindful of the actual face washing process. And so I will put a little bit of face wash here on my brush, a little bit of water, turn it on, and then start cleansing my skin. And I am not super aggressive with it. This is a brush and this is a form of exfoliation, so you do want to be mindful that you're not being super aggressive with it, but I will just hold it up to my skin and slowly move it around while I recite the ABCs. And this might sound a bit tedious, but I feel that it has absolutely made a difference because not only am I being more mindful of taking time to actually clean and actually be gentle with my skin, but I'm actually more mindful of getting all of the, parts of my face that I don't really normally think about when I'm just washing my face in a hurry, especially up here along the hairline and especially along here in my jawline, and I do come down here under my chin. This trick, I just really appreciate it because, like I said, it makes me be more mindful of the actual cleansing process, and I am more mindful and aware to get all of the places on my face that I would normally miss if I'm just, washing my face without much thought. So give that a try. Again, you can certainly apply this technique if you were just using your hands to wash your face. And then in addition to this might be a little bit extra, but again, I do find that it makes a difference. When I'm rinsing off the soap, I will do 10 splashes. Now, once I get to like 5 or 6, I feel like that would be kind of my natural stopping point. But again, doing all 10 with cool water, I feel like I'm just, again, more mindful of getting all the soap off, because if you forget to wash the soap off those areas, it is irritating, and that in itself can cause your skin some irritation and possibly even a breakout. So recite the ABCs while you're sudsing. Do 10 splashes of water to rinse. I know it sounds tedious, just try it. Just try it, I'm telling you. Alright guys, that wraps up this video of 5 beauty tips you may or may not know. I hope that you learned something new. If you have any awesome beauty tips, please do share down below. I think with this new series, I will create a brand new playlist. I did do a video a while back. It was one of my very first videos. I believe it was titled 5 Unsung Beauty Products You Need. It was one of my very first videos, and I filmed it on my phone, and I used the front-facing camera instead of the back-facing camera, so the sound quality isn't super great, but I do feel that the information that I shared, the products that I talked about, it was good, it was useful information, so of course I'm going to recommend that you go back and watch that video. Someone did give it a thumbs down, but not affected by that. Didn't affect me at all. It didn't stab me in the heart, not one bit. So anyway, I want to thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you hit that subscribe button so you can come back next time. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. So today's video is... So beauty tip number 1 is to always apply skincare to damp skin. But the whole idea, the premise of her technique was to, you can rewatch over and over again, blah, 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 blah.